I am happy that we're having this debate and talking about the continent of Africa. And if we do that, we've got to listen to the African. I can just recall, and sometimes many of my colleagues, especially on the other side of the aisle, argue that we don't get the votes we need at times in the UN from African countries. I recall when we were trying to get votes in regards to Russia's illegal invasion into Ukraine. And I had to call African ambassadors. And they said, now you're calling me? We haven't heard from the United States for a while. Now you want something from me? We've been asking for assistance in regards to security. And then I watched to see what was taking place when we look at our diplomacy. It was over 2 decades it took before in the 117th Congress we passed a state authorization bill and had to do that through the NDAA as opposed to saying we're going to stand strongly on diplomacy. Guess what China did during that period of time? They doubled their diplomacy budget. Guess what else is happening? For the first time, China has more consulates than the United States of America. General Kelly said either we do and get engaged in more diplomacy or you're going to have to spend more money on bullets. We have an opportunity to engage and listen to allies and work with our allies. Many allies who have more and should have more responsibility on the continent because they colonized it, working with us collectively to try to make sure that the Chinas and the Russias of the world are not invested and we are invested and we are not. It's our challenge. And I hope that when we get past this debate, you'll be able to have another one. And I look forward to doing it particularly in our committee so that we can figure out collectively together, as Ms. Ilhan said, how we can work together and listen to make sure that we have an overall strategy. And I say this in regards to both parties. I say this to the administration, who should be doing more on the continent of Africa. So yes, this is not a partisan debate. This is an American debate. This is an opportunity to have attention to a continent that is the fastest growing and the youngest on this planet, that we have ignored for far too long. We have to wake up and do more for the continent of Africa and figure it out. Diplomacy. Figure out how we can help protect them from being victimized by terrorism. Figure out how we can strengthen institutions. We've got a lot of work to do. Figure out how we reauthorize AGOA. Figure out how we work with the African Union. Figure out how we work with the African organizations. That's our challenge. Because if not, we imperil ourselves. So I could agree, this is not just an investment in the continent, it's an investment for America and America's leadership.
So welcome to the channel. That's a Democrat in the Congress of the States spilling this speech, giving this speech in Congress, but they're not going to listen to him because number one, he's a low-level congressman. He's black, so he don't have that power. That you don't have that power. You don't have that persuasion or persuasiveness to persuade the U.S. government to turn tides on what they've been doing for centuries to the African continent. So that's not going to change. So this is just a look-good moment in Congress. This is not going to go anywhere because there's no way they're going to listen to him or change the tactic just because of this one black congressman, Democrat at that. So this is a last cause. I play this video for you to see that there is 1 or 2 people in the States that actually believe what the Americans are doing is wrong, but the people who in power, who have the say-so and the gravitas to turn the tides, will never listen to someone that's, I don't want to say unimportant, but not as, you don't have the leverage to leverage the U.S. government to turn their tides in Africa. It's not gonna happen. They're gonna continue the way and the part of the arc are that's stubborn to just keep on doing what they're doing, regardless of getting bad results. They're gonna keep going down that path. It's natural. That's what they are. That's what they think. This is a quick video. I just want to show you guys this to say that who is in charge and who is have the power to make changes are not talk like this. And they will never talk like this. This is just low-level congressman that will he just say this in Congress and it goes over everybody's head and then they're going to continue and move on. So until you hear like a Secretary of State or a Vice President or a President echo these sentiments, nothing's going to change. And even then, it's still gonna be difficult. But they are trying to save face for me. That's all they're trying to do right now. So anyway, thanks for watching. It's a quick video. Don't know. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Like, share, and subscribe. Peace. One love. Boom.